Welcome back to the War on Truth. We begin with a story that perfectly encapsulates how yesterday's conspiracy theory becomes today's publicly funded reality, the history of weather modification. The desire to control the sky, the mandate of the king, is as old as human civilization. From the late 19th century, private experts and even governments experimented wildly. The 1890s concussion theory. The U.S. government spent thousands of dollars in 1891 using dynamite and explosives in West Texas to try and summon rain, acting on the theory that artillery bombardments caused rainfall. The hail cannon fervor from 1896 to present. In Europe, this same era saw the invention of the hail cannon, a device that uses acetylene explosions and concussion to purportedly disrupt hail formation. Though the practice was officially discredited by scientific bodies by 1909, it has never truly died. To this day, these noisy, unproven devices are still used by farmers in places like West Texas, who place their faith in a shockwave rather than science. The belief in control, even without evidence, is the mandate. The denial started the moment the science became real, and catastrophically so. The origin, Project Cirrus, 1947. In 1946, General Electric scientists working with the U.S. Army, Navy, and Air Force discovered that dropping dry ice into clouds could cause precipitation. This was the birth of cloud seeding. The military applications were immediate, and the project was publicly known as Project Cirrus. The disaster and the denial. In October 1947, Project Cirrus carried out the first ever attempt to modify a tropical storm, seeding a hurricane located over 400 miles east of Jacksonville, Florida. The hurricane was moving harmlessly out to sea, but shortly after the seeding, the storm unexpectedly made a massive 135-degree turn to the west and slammed into Savannah, Georgia, causing significant damage. The immediate lie. Public outrage was intense, with many people blaming the seeding for the disaster. Although subsequent investigation claimed the storm's course change was likely natural, the leading GE scientist, Irving Langmuir, claimed the reversal had been caused by human intervention. The backlash was so severe that the program was shut down, and for years the government officially denied and downplayed the seeding and its devastating consequences. This is the classic mechanism of the Iron Grip's immunity shield. If the truth is catastrophic, you must immediately deny all accountability. The deception cemented itself when weather modification became a weapon, a violation of international norms and principles of transparency. Project Popeye from 1967 to 1972. We apply the destruction of law test. While the U.S. government publicly denied the very possibility of weather modification, the military was secretly executing a 5-year-long cloud seeding operation over the Ho Chi Minh Trail in Southeast Asia. The goal was to extend the monsoon season, turning supply routes into mud. The absolute denial. As rumors surfaced, Secretary of Defense Melvin R. Laird repeatedly and categorically denied to Congress that the United States was engaged in any weather modification. The government was actively deploying a secret war weapon while simultaneously lying under oath to the legislative branch and the American people. The labeling. Because the program was classified, any citizen who spoke the truth that the government was controlling the rain was easily discredited and labeled a conspiracy theorist. The government created the very myth it used to silence dissent. The proof and the treaty. The exposure of Popeye led directly to the UN Environmental Modification Convention, ENMOD, in 1977, which banned the hostile use of environmental modification. The existence of this international treaty is definitive proof that the government's official narrative that the technology wasn't possible or wasn't deployed was a systematic and calculated lie. Today, the deception has evolved. Instead of outright denial, the government uses compartmentalization and complexity, the ultimate unfalsifiable lie. The HAARP controversy. Consider the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, HAARP. Today, it's run by a university and officially defined as harmless research into the ionosphere, evolving from military origins. The SHIELD. By moving HAARP to an academic institution, the government created a perfect gatekeeper structure. They can now use academic scientists to debunk weather weapon claims. The unfalsifiable lie. The official narrative insists that a technology born of military research and capable of powerful atmospheric interaction has no potential military application. This lie is maintained not by facts, but by complexity and the arbitrary use of the science is settled claim to block further inquiry. The final lesson of the weather war is that the biggest cover-up isn't the existence of the technology, it's the refusal to create accountability for the consequences. The government lied about creating a weather disaster in 1947. It lied under oath about weaponizing the rain in the 1970s. Now, when they openly deployed cloud seeding to manage water resources, they have zero credibility to address this ethical black hole of control. The lie is the method, the pattern is the same. Control the evidence, label the dissent, and enforce the lie. We are fighting the war on truth. The war on truth continues.